Good morning, welcome to the vlog. This is the second of my LA vlogs. If you haven't seen the first one, go and check that out. It is just not really serving. It's kind of cloudy. I wanted to go to the observatory, but I feel like the view won't be great. So maybe I'll wait until Saturday, but then it'll be busy. Anyway, so I'm checking out of this hotel. This is the Mondrian. It was polite, and I'm going to a hotel that's like really close to Rodeo Drive, like right on like the shopping district. It's called 60 and it looks very trendy and new, and it has like really beautiful rooftops, so hopefully it just gets a little bit less cloudy. The checkout here is noon, which I think is so nice. Usually it's like 10 a.m. back home. So checking out, going to the new hotel, giving them my bags, and then going for a little shop. So keen to go to Sephora and just have a little look at the shops. Ideally I would get some of my jewelry cleaned, but we'll just sort of see how we go. I really wanted to like put myself together today. I put makeup on, and this lip combo is Super Size Me lip liner by Charlotte Tilbury, the Benetint by Benefit lip tint, and then a NYX lip gloss called Fat Oil, which are like so cutesy, and it is in Chillin' Like a Villain, and I think it looks really pretty. It's like a pretty pink. It's like not really jumper weather, but it's like long sleeve weather. I think it's like 18 degrees, so it is chilly. So I need a coffee like immediately, not to be dramatic, but we're gonna go downstairs. I think there's a cafe like right downstairs. Oh, actually I think I'd prefer to go to a Starbucks. American coffee is a little bit questionable sometimes. I know there is a Melbourne coffee shop near here. In LA, it's probably not near here. Maybe I should look up that. I don't consider myself necessarily like a coffee snob. Like I'll have Moccona, I'll have, you know, Blend 43, like I'll have instant coffee, but the one thing that I just can't deal with is like burnt coffee, because I drink my coffee black, so when it is burnt, it's just so noticeable and it's so bitter. And when I was in Seattle last year, who's supposed to have like the best coffee, it was mediocre at best. I hate to say it, sorry. So I'll show you when I go for a little shop and when I take to the new hotel. Okay, we are all packed. I thought I'd show you my cutesy fit. This top is from the Iconic from Atmos in here, just like a cheap one, but I've had it for years. Jeans I've also had for about 6 years. These are Dotty and they just fit so nice. And I'm wearing my trendy little Adidas because I'm going to be walking today, and I've just paired it with my Chanel Classic flap, and we've got the jewelry. My hair is in a ponytail because it's very greasy. Okay, so I just checked in. Obviously my room isn't ready yet because check-in's like 3 and it's like noon. Beverly Hills and the other parts of LA are like 2 completely different countries. It is so nice. Like I'm just on my way to go and get a bagel. You just know lip products hate to see me coming. The Sephora here is about 10 times the size as Sephora's in Australia, and I'm having a field day. I think it just depends what finger I want it on. I'm in Chanel. It is insane. They have their own valet. I had to wait a little while outside in the garden, but like there's an entire floor that's just shoes, and I am in heaven. I asked for a still water, and this is what they gave me. Isn't it so cool and trendy? It has electrolytes in it, and it's metal. So I'm trying on 2 pairs of black sling bags, and they said they only have 1 in each left in my size, and I'm like, you could definitely be lying, but it's working. I do feel the urgency. Okay, so I'm looking at these. This one's like the medium height, and then there's a high height, and I have the flat one. But I like this quilted, but you see how it's like not in nude, it's like more of like a murky brown color. I don't know, maybe the murky color is like growing on me. What do we think? This is the medium height, which is more practical, but it doesn't look as good as the higher height, obviously. So I just got these sunnies from Celine. I do have some Celine glasses, but they're a bit different. And they're not the most comfortable, and they're not uncomfortable, but I just think they look so cute. And I forgot my sunnies. Love. Also, side note, I definitely thought they would be cheaper in the US, and I'm used to shopping in Europe where you get the VAT tax refund, but it's my understanding that unless you're in Texas, you don't get the VAT refund. And these were like $890 Australian, and they are cheaper in Australia. Womp womp. Guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Is that insane? Absolutely stoked the sun decided to come out after I left the last hotel, which was much closer to the observatory. Dare I say, the density and organization and aesthetics of all of the stores here are far superior to anywhere I went in Europe. I am obsessed with Beverly Hills. I hate to say it, but it's gorgeous and I love it. Okay, so we have checked in. I did do an early check-in because I got here at noon, you might recall, and they said they were going to message me when my room was ready, and they didn't. So I just sort of got here at 3, and I was like, I assume it's ready because it's 3. Anyway, so that was like, This is the room. It is much smaller than the other one, but it's still like a normal size room, I think, for a hotel. I don't know what size bed that is. What do you think, a queen? I think it's a queen. Nothing much in the way of views, but that's okay. We're not here for the view. We're here for the proximity to Rodeo Drive. I've made dinner reservations for tonight. Also, I obviously had to put on the robe immediately, and it's so fluffy. It's like rivaling Crown Barangaroo in Sydney. I made dinner reservations tonight for somewhere on my list called Cut by Wolfgang Puck. So I'm really looking forward to that. Sorry, I got sidetracked. The tour continues. This is the bathroom. Pretty cutesy, pretty trendy. I will say, about the US, everywhere has like bars of soap, which are so drying. Nowhere has hand wash, which like is the standard, I feel like, in Australia. I feel like bars of soap are very like my grandma's era. Anyway, cutesy. I'm going to rot and edit a video and just exist in this space for a while. I made it up to the pool. I've got my robe because it's kind of cold. I'm so happy the sun came out though. I might get a little beverage. I've got this little beverage here. I don't know what it is, but it's about 30 Australian dollars. So let's try it. Cheers. That's delicious. Okay, so I didn't think that cocktail was very strong. It didn't taste super strong, it just tasted normal. But I am a little bit drunk. I literally was walking down the stairs and I was like, what is going on? But it's so freezing cold. I had to bite the bullet and come back down to my room. I don't know what's... I have never felt this way from one drink. Oh my God, I've just walked past my room, how embarrassing. Anyway, I'm gonna try to pull myself together and maybe go back upstairs. I don't know if that's a good idea now, for another drink before I go to dinner. Or maybe I should just go to dinner because clearly I cannot handle my alcohol. Now, I hate to be a brat, but I feel like if you're gonna give me a robe, you need to give me slippers because this is the situation. Socks and Birkenstocks. I ordered some crackers and cheese like over an hour ago because I was like, I'm really hungry. I need to eat a little something before dinner, which is at 7:15, but it's already like 6:20. So I'm like, I'm not gonna eat it, but he's about here. So I'll have it tomorrow, I guess. Just like some cheese and crackers and some sweet treats. I did get some sweet treats. All right, this is the haul. I don't know where I got it from. A place called, starts with P, I think. We have some soft baked cookies, sweet treat. These aren't the exact crackers that I wanted. They had to do like a swap, but I mean, they're just crackers. And the star of the show, we've got a triple cream brie. I am a cheese addict. And I'm not like the biggest Reese's fan, but like the alternative chocolate here is like Hershey's or the other ones, and I don't like any of them. Like, I'm such a Cadbury snob, but I feel like the peanut butter will like mask the taste of the cheap shitty chocolate. Okay, well, this will say where I got it from. Pavilions? I don't know. All right, so I think I'm gonna wear a blue dress, but it's cold out. So I'm gonna wear my Burberry trench, which is like kind of like it's actually quite light. Like the Burberry trenches are not like super heavy duty thick coats. They're like summer coats. And I think my Dior sling bags, which are quite high, they're like 100 millimeters. but it is only I think it's like an 8-minute walk just down the road. So it is very close. My hair is also so insanely greasy and I don't have time to wash it, and my Dyson isn't compatible with the plugs here, so it's actually just such an ordeal. Not really. I'm just gonna put dry shampoo in it and maybe a couple of curls. I don't know, and hopefully no one gets too close so they can see how greasy my hair is. Also, I've been looking up reviews for the place I'm going for dinner tonight. I'm going to a place called Cut by Wolfgang Puck, and some of the reviews are tea. They're like, we spent $1,000 for 2 people and the food was okay. That is $1,000 US also. Like, okay, I mean, I'm happy to spend money. Like, I love dining out, but like, you want the food to be good. I feel like that's a reasonable request. And obviously, like, the restaurant game in Australia, I feel like is just so peak that maybe I have like unrealistically high expectations. I will never forget when I was here last year. I went to Cheesecake Factory and got like a chicken pasta, and it was quite good, and a Diet Coke and a side of Brussels sprouts, and it was 100 Australian dollars. Sorry, that's what you would pay for one for like a really nice restaurant and a glass of wine. Anyway, we're not in Australia, we're in America, so we need to make do. I'm gonna chill. Oh, should I have? I have a little piece. I have a little piece. And I'm noticing as well, the packaging of everything is so different. Like, even though we have the same sorts of things. Oh wait, have I told you guys about my breakfast? I don't think I did. I think I just showed it. Again, I don't want to sound like a hater. I'm really trying. But it was $30 Australian dollars for my breakfast. I got a black coffee and a sandwich that had cheese and scrambled egg and fake bacon on it. I would have got normal bacon, but I think it was a vegetarian cafe, which is fine. I was vegan for many years, and I am not opposed to alternative meats, but this was awful. And it was on sourdough, and I don't know what kind of sourdough they're using, but it was respectfully the worst bread I've ever had in my life. And then I found out the whole place was gluten-free. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe for gluten-free bread, it's okay. I'm not sure. I'm not very well versed in gluten-free things, but it was so dry and it had a really weird aftertaste. And there was like no sauce, no butter, like nothing. It was just so unpleasant. And I was like, if I had made toast at home, just with Vegemite or just even butter, it would have been so much better than that. Like, it was just really average. So that's my rant for today. Overall though, Beverly Hills is gorgeous. I'm really liking it aesthetically. Like, I didn't really feel safe walking around outside where I previously was in West Hollywood, but here in Beverly Hills, it's very safe. It's very affluent. Look at these little things on the side of my cheese, so it doesn't get all messy. I'm not like the biggest car girl. Oh, see, this is kind of old. Like, you're not really supposed to have the rind because that's mold. Ew. How long has this been wrapped up? Is there a use by date on it? No, that's not suspicious. Yes, it is very nice here. I'm not much of a car person, but I do appreciate the cars here. Insane. Like, at any given point, I was just standing on the road. Ferrari, Rolls, Bentley, Porsches everywhere. Like, insane. Like, the money here is insane. Just beyond. Okay, I'm gonna start getting ready. Talk to you later. Okay, so I've just redone my makeup, which I hate doing. 2 faces in one day, I just hate it, but it was like really stale and nasty. Put a couple of curls in this greasy mop, wearing this little Realization Par dress that I got from Depop for like $60, slay. And my Dior sling bags. Obviously the Chanel bag, it's like the only nice purse that I brought. And it is flipping cold outside. It's like 16 degrees, so I'm gonna take my Burberry trench. And I need a glass of wine, a sap. I'm approximately 20 meters from leaving the hotel. My feet already hurt. And these are my comfiest, like 100mm heels. I think I'm actually just such a baby, but they do look so good, and I don't wear heels enough, and I love how they look, and I just need to get used to it. I'm walking to dinner right now. My feet are a little bit uncomfortable, but we're almost there. It was literally such a short walk too. But the restaurant that I'm going to is at the Beverly Wilshire, which is the Pretty Woman Hotel. The irony is not lost on me, but I'm excited to see it because it's very grand from the outside. We have burrata and prosciutto and asparagus, steak tartare, which is my absolute favorite, and a side of bread, and obviously a glass of champagne. Steak and mash, the best one with potato, obviously. I just finished at dinner. It was incredible. It was really, really, really good. Probably the best steak I've ever had, which is a huge call from me because one, I love steak and I dine out a fair bit. It was the most expensive meal I've ever had, but it was probably one of the best. The service was unmatched. The only thing I didn't really appreciate was the price, probably. I think it was a little bit inflated. And by little bit, I mean their wine was marketed 600%. Now for context, between 200 and 300% is considered normal. 600% is pretty insane. So that sort of translates to the same price for a bottle. The RRP, like to go to a bottle shop and buy a bottle of wine, that's what they charge for a glass. So it's about 6 times, which is insane. But it was just like so extra. Like the burrata, for example, is flown in every second day from Puglia in Italy, which is like insane. It was really good, but it wasn't just the burrata. It was like the sauce. It was served with asparagus and prosciutto. It was just like divine. The Wagyu was good, but it was like a bit unbalanced. Like I found like it just tasted so much of onion and it was just like really overpowering. Like I didn't really taste any meat at all. And the most expensive steak I've ever had as well, but also the best. It was a 9+ Australian Wagyu from a farm called Stone Axe, which like it was just so soft and just so delicious. And the best mashed potato I've ever had in my entire life. And I think that's all. Yeah, I had a champagne to start, which was delicious. 6 times the price that I would usually pay, but still delicious. And a Italian varietal of a red wine, the Balbiosco, does that sound right? Which was so peppery and savory, but like it was different. And my feet really hurt, but I look and feel so cute. Oh my god, that's the other thing I literally completely forgot to fucking mention. So it's Wolfgang Puck's restaurant, right? He is a very famous chef and restaurateur. I have heard that he roams his restaurants a lot. He literally is just there on a random school night. It's like a Thursday night, just walking around to each table saying hello, not introducing himself or anything. Like he just sort of looks like he works there, like, oh hello, how's everything? And I literally like draw on the phone, I'm like, you're fucking Wolfgang Puck. Obviously I was playing it very cool. I was like, hello, everything's lovely, thank you. How are you? But I was like, this guy's worth $120 million US and he is still just like finding the time to like trot around his restaurants. Like see, I feel like that says a lot and that makes me want to go to places like that. And they did give me some complimentary sweet treats. It was like a little piece of caramel blondie that was delicious, and a piece of like raspberry marshmallow, which was a bit rogue. Just sort of tastes like normal marshmallow, but not very sweet. And like this weird jelly mouthful bite thing, which was nice as well. And yeah, it was actually just like such an overall, I'd probably give it like a 9.5, which is very high from me. Oh, but I'm so excited to shower, go to bed for the night and just rot. So I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is, I can't really tell if it's cloudy or if it's just foggy. It is 7:30, which is actually really early for me. I'm very proud of myself. I just woke up naturally. I only had about 7 hours of sleep, but I feel really good. We're gonna go to the gym, but first, coffee. Now, they've only got espresso. And like, I'm a coffee girl, I'll drink espresso, but I just think that's really interesting. Like, and there's no kettle and there's no tea. Like, it's espresso or nothing. So, and it's tiny. It'd be like 30 mils. Anyway, I'm gonna have a little protein bar. This one's broken. And yeah, we're gonna exercise. So I just finished my workout. I'm the only one here. I did 2 kilometers on the treadmill. I should have done further, but I was not feeling it today. And like 4 leg exercises. And I've just booked myself in for a blowout, which is a bit of a treat. Something about someone else washing your hair and then blow drying it. I'm using the excuse that my Dyson doesn't work here. I'm like, oh, well, better go and get a blowout. But I'm gonna have a shower and then I'm gonna toddle down for some coffee. I'm gonna check out Air One, I think. and just have a chill day. I've got like 2 hours until my blow dry, so the sun still hasn't come out. It's like really depresso outside, but we're gonna make it work. This sets my anxiety on fire. That's the pool. Like very cool, yes, but I'm like, if that breaks, I will die. Okay, we are dressed and ready to go. We are going makeup free today. Lululemon tee, Lululemon leggings. These are so old. They're peeling all the way down the middle. I don't care. I'm wearing sneakers because we're going to be doing some walking. And my hair is slicked back because she is filthy. It doesn't look necessarily filthy because I put so much dry shampoo in it, but trust and believe it is. In my last vlog, someone was like, all you do is complain. And I'm like, fuck, sorry. I think that I just love Australia, and my default is to compare everywhere else to Australia. So I definitely don't mean to be shitting on the US. I'm obviously very lucky to be here and there are great things about the US, but I just will always be like a ride or die Australian girl. You know what I mean? Big fan of Beverly Hills, have nothing bad to say about it. Hopefully my blowout looks cute, but I need a coffee like immediately and I'm kind of peckish, so we're gonna go for a trot. Okay, I hate to say it because that bagel was 42 Australian dollars, but it was in fact the best bagel I've ever had in my entire life. The coffee was, it was okay, it wasn't awful, it wasn't the best, but that bagel will live rent free in my head. I'm now trotting just down the road to get my blowout. I'm so excited. It's still a little bit cloudy, but I'm having a great old time. Okay, I'm finished on my blowout. My part is a little bit to the side, not really in the middle, but I'm really happy with that. My hair doesn't tend to hold a curl very well, but it looks really good and I'm really happy with it. After tip, even, it was only $86, which for a blowout of my length hair is like super reasonable, I think. So highly recommend. It is called Blow Away LA. It's like, so I just went into Jimmy Choo and the sales assistant was like, did you just get your hair done? And I was like, yes. And she's like, you can tell it looks amazing. And I was like, thank you so much. They had such pretty shoes. The gold ones, I'm like, I potentially would be back for these. This is probably the best, coolest Van Cleef boutique I've ever been in. There's just all these rooms and all these like fun things to look at. I'm just getting my pieces cleaned and I'm having a blast. It's like a museum. I don't know if you can see this, but look at how shiny and perfect it is. They did such a good job of polishing this. My malachite, they're like, stop wetting it. Okay, not the Louis Vuitton homewares. Are you kidding me? This is so cute. Right next to the Louis Vuitton plants. I'm obsessed with this shape of bag, this color, everything. 10 out of 10. I feel like I sound like a broken record, but every single shop I've been into, the experience has just been like top tier. I was just in Prada, and again, like these are multi-level stores. The Louis Vuitton that I was in was 3 levels and it was women's only. And it's just like, the scale is like just so impressive. But the sales associate I just had in Prada was like just the best. He was like, I was just in Australia, like whereabouts are you from? Like, and we just like bonded over how good Australia is. And that cute brown bag I saw, I was like, fuck, that is so freaking cute. And I don't really have a brown bag, so I was like, oh, that's going on the wish list. Just getting my Cartier cleaned, little sweet treat. Okay, so I just went to Cartier and the sales associate was Australian. She was like this much older lady, and it took me a while. I was like, are you Australian? Because like I didn't realize the accent at first. And she was like, yeah, I am, but I've lived here for like the last 16 years. And it was so good talking to her. She had such an interesting life. She moved over to the US because she was like a journalist and she wrote for magazines. because she was an astrologer, like a professional astrologer, and I was like, that is freaking cool. And as much as I'm like a woman of science and like I don't really believe in that, I think it's so fun and I want to believe in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, if you had to guess, what would you say my star sign is? And she was like, Libra. And I was like, that is so funny you say that, because in my opinion, Libras are like a top tier star sign. My best friend Scarlett's Libra. I would die to be a Libra. I was like, oh, I'm a Pisces. And she was like, oh, so like really close, like I'm picking up that softness. And I was like, thank you so much. Such a compliment. Okay, we're on our way to Air One. I obviously had to get the famous Hailey Bieber smoothie from Air One. Guess how much this was in Australian for a smoothie? $34.00. Okay, respectfully, this is the best smoothie I have ever had. I've heard that it's not that good. It's very sweet, but it just tastes like sweet vanilla yogurt and strawberries, and it's really delicious. I just woke up from my nap. I'm feeling sleepy but delicious. My hair obviously hasn't held its curl, but it's still nice and fresh and clean. I might put some curls in it tomorrow if I can be bothered. So we're gonna put on a little bit of makeup. I was able to get a reservation at Vinny and John and Vinny. It's apparently like a famous staple Italian, American Italian, not Italian. And they're really known for like their spicy vodka pasta, and they've also got corn ravioli kind of thing, which apparently is, I was like, that sounds a bit weird, but I really like ravioli, like a burnt butter sage sauce, delicious. Thought I would take you through my little quick routine. This is the Bobbi Brown cream. I do really like her. Would repurchase. I got a facial at the start of this week, and my facialist was like, girl, your KP, my keratosis pilaris, is coming back with such a vengeance, and I haven't had it on my jawline since I was like a kid. I usually only get it on my arms and my legs, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if it's like an inflammatory thing. I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know if it's autoimmune. I actually, considering I have it, I don't really know much about it. I just sort of ignore it. Now we're gonna do brows. I went into Target to try to find this brow glue from NYX because I've never seen it in Australia, and I couldn't see it in there either. So I hope that it still exists. Oh, I've got this little mirror over here that doesn't quite reach for what I'm looking for. I'm just gonna fill her in a little, then we're gonna press. I've almost finished my audiobook, and the protagonist is very clearly neurodivergent, but it's written in a way that is so ridiculous. Like, they're really overdoing it, the lack of social cues, etc. Like, it's just kind of juvenile. Yeah, so far it's not a great story. I don't love the characters. It's just sort of like, I don't know how it's as popular as it is. Maybe it's like Colleen Hoover, where people just sort of, I don't know what it is. Like, the story, it's an easy read, I'll give it that, but like, as in, it's not super enjoyable. Like, it's very, I don't know, juvenile, yes, but it's not like the right word I'm looking for. It's just kind of basic, like not much is going on. It's like, oh, this is the chick, something bad happens, and it's obviously going to be resolved. And it's like, there's no corners, there's no twists so far. Flawless filter. This is I had to go down to a 2 because I'm so freaking pasty. I need to book in some injectables. I'm noticing like that's too much movement for me. I like my face a little bit more frozen than that. Okay. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised by how delicious that Air One smoothie was. I'm still thinking about it. I was like, gosh, that was actually delightful. Very sweet, but so much better than I had given it credit for. It's really delicious. And the little salad bar thing that they have going on there looked immaculate, as you can imagine. There was broccolini and like all these salads, and I actually didn't see any sushi, but I'm pretty sure I've seen people post Air One sushi before, so I was like, maybe I missed it, maybe I didn't look hard enough. But I don't want to say it's not as expensive as I thought. I knew it would be offensive, and the smoothie was definitely, I thought it would be about $30, $34 for a smoothie is actually diabolical. Australian dollars, whenever I talk about money, unless I say USD, I'm talking about Australian dollars, okay? Because that's like that's my default. But the actual like supermarket, like the drinks were like $5, $6 for like sparklings and, you know, like coconut waters and stuff, and I was like, that's like not super offensive. I did see milk, like a huge thing of raw milk for like $20 US, and I'm like, well, yeah, I would never pay that. One, because I don't drink milk and that's gross, but that's also expensive. But I just feel like after being in LA for like 3 days, like nothing shocks me. Like I think this morning getting my bagel and coffee that was $42, like that's just, it's just desensitized me, you know. I haven't seen any famous people, and I'm just kind of like, oh, weird. Okay. Where are you all? Not shopping. Westman, I went into the Sephora. It is such a dream, but I just got super overwhelmed because I always love a new lip combo, right? But I feel like I need to source the lip combo. I'm not just gonna like go around and invent one. I need to see how it looks on a mouth. And I'm like, I'm not gonna put lipstick on my mouth like a tester in a Sephora. That's gross. I also do want to try the Makeup by Mario bronzer, but I just feel like nothing will top the Westman one for me. Literally delicious. I also stumbled across the girl on TikTok, I cannot remember her name, maybe Kylie, spelt unusually, about how she stopped fake tanning, and I feel really inspired by that as a girl who has fake tan since she was like 12 years old. It's just like embracing like your natural complexion and like always just being one color, and it's just actually like really nice. It took a hot minute to like rewire my brain, and I'm still not fully there yet, but I don't know if I'll ever fake tan again, to be honest with you. Like I think your natural skin complexion is like something so pretty, and it's just like fresh and clean, and I just, especially like with lighter hair, I think that lighter skin, like just like if that's your natural skin color, just looks so gorge. And obviously, like I said, I have keratosis pilaris, so like my arms are like red and bumpy, and I've always been so self-conscious about them. But as I'm getting older, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. And my issue used to be I can't be bothered to fake tan, but now it's like, no, let's not do that. I have gorgeous skin that I've looked after and been so diligent with protecting from the sun. My face, not my body, obviously. Huda, pound cake. I do want to try the Charlotte Tilbury setting powder, which I've heard good things about. Oh, I've got like a hair on my face, you know, where it's like itchy. I just have to pat it. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm giving major ADHD brain lately. But yeah, I think if you are thinking about fake tanning or not fake tanning, don't fake tan, and then you'll get so many compliments on your complexion, and I just think it's good for you. I think it's good for you to not feel the need to fake tan all the time, to feel like a little bit more comfortable in your own skin. My favorite, Tom Ford I feel like I tried for a really hot minute to get this palette. It's number 31, Sous le Sable. Remember how last night I was like, I need to I need to record a podcast. I haven't done it yet, so I'm literally not up for negotiation. We're doing it as soon as we get home from dinner. This is the close-up of the eyes. They're giving very simple, very basic, but that's all I've really got. What's the time? Okay, so I've got to leave here in about 15 minutes at the latest. I actually have the heater on, like it's cold here. I've got like a lip mask on, just wiping my lips. Super Size Me Charlotte Tilbury is the only lip liner that I brought. I saw a Cheesecake Factory here in Beverly Hills and I was like, oh, yes. But also, I've never been to an Olive Garden. And I was like, is there one near here? Surprise, surprise, there's not an Olive Garden in Beverly Hills, which is so disappointing. But I'm heading to Salt Lake City on Sunday. A lot of people in my last vlog were like, go, why the hell are you in the US? I'm in the US for a conference. I'm doing a couple of days in LA, which is right now, having a little shop, having a little eat, seeing the sights. And then I'm going to Salt Lake City, and then I'm going to New York City, and then I'm going home. So I think I'm just gonna do mascara, curling my lashes because I haven't had a lash lift in a bloody hot minute. Might do a face mask tonight, actually, that's probably a good idea. Also, housekeeping didn't come, and I was like, oh, that's really weird. And then they knocked on my door at 4:30 in the afternoon, and I was like, oh, I've never had that. I've never had housekeeping like come after noon. So I was like, okay, noted. Tomorrow I will be out in the afternoon then. Because I don't know, there's something about when they come, you're like, oh, you don't want to be there when they're there, obviously. Because you just get in the way. But I was like, I have nowhere to go. I've just done like my hours of shopping. First world problems. This is my favorite Ride or Die mascara. If you're an OG, you already know this is the Maybelline Sky High. I have tried probably 80 mascaras. Did a little experiment a couple of years ago, and I've tried them all. Hourglass Unlocked is pretty good. Benefit Roller Lash is pretty good, but this is the best. I did see on TikTok that some people reported this place tonight give you free mozzarella sticks, and some places, and they got comments and they were like, why the fuck didn't we get free mozzarella sticks? And I was like, am I gonna have free mozzarella sticks or not? I don't know if you can see that, but I've made a fucking mess of my face. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Ignore that, I'm gonna fix it, I promise. I was gonna wear my long sleeve Skims dress, but it is like skin tight, and I feel like I will not feel my confident, best, hottest, cutest self eating pasta in a skin tight dress. Oh, what do we think? Be right back. Can't multitask. I have some colouring in, and I'm so excited about it. I have this gorgeous outside table. So pretty. This is like a peak solo dining setup. Also, I have a stress rash, don't ask me why. I've got a crisp Diet Coke. I'm gonna have a little colour. We are starting with burrata, my favorite. Okay, it is getting chilly. The sun still hasn't set yet, and it's like 7:30 at night. Overall, that was so good. The spicy vodka pasta. Oh, Anastasia Beverly Hills. cutesy. And like the service was really good. The burrata was delicious. Like overall, literally probably 9.5 out of 10, which is a huge call from me because I am a certified hater. But I just sort of sat there and I FaceTimed my bestie Scarlett, and now I'm gonna walk home and listen to my audiobook. We're going ultra cash today for the bookstore. So it is noon. I slept in until 11, just after 11, which is insane. So I'm gonna go and find like a sandwich, like a breakfast sandwich, because it is kind of lunchtime, and a coffee, and then we're gonna go to this really trendy bookstore. It's actually raining. I will not lie, the weather in the time that I've been in LA has kind of sucked, but that's okay. We're gonna have a good day anyway. I am currently listening to the shortest book I think I've ever read. It's called Gratitude by Oliver Sacks, who was an American, he was a neurologist or a psychiatrist. I'm pretty sure he was a psychiatrist. He wrote The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat, which is like very famous. And I actually didn't realize, but he's got a whole bunch of books, and he published his last one 2 weeks before he died. And fun fact, sad fact, but fun fact for me, he actually died from an ophthalmic melanoma. They didn't specify, but I assume it was probably retinal, which it's very sad, but I was like, oh, how relatable to me. So yeah, the rain isn't bad, it's just like sprinkling. But I can't remember the name of this bookshop, but it's like right on Rodeo across from Air One, and I was like, I walked past that like 4 times yesterday. How did I not see it? We have got a breakfast burrito and an iced matcha. Okay, so I don't know if you could really tell, but the bookstore that I went to like didn't have any like fiction books. It was only kind of like coffee table books, like gorgeous art and collectible things, but like not what I was hoping for. So it's like 1:20. I'm absolutely freezing. I'm gonna have to put the heater on, and unfortunately housekeeping still hasn't come, so I'm like, when they do come, I'm gonna have to just like go downstairs and chill in the lobby, because I do really need my room tidied up a little bit. I accidentally spilled like protein bar all over the floor, and I wish I had cash because I would like to tip them, but I'm like, I don't have any cash, sorry. I also would like to know, because obviously I'm not Australian, I'm not American, and I have just always like heard that you should tip 20%. And so I'm like, does that apply to everything? Like yesterday when I was getting my bagel, the person in front of me didn't tip, and the cashier like kind of looked at her as she was walking away. And then when I tipped 20, she was like, you're amazing. I was like, is this not the standard? Or is it different if it's takeaway? Should you not tip if it's takeaway? But I was just like, I have no idea what's going on. Also, and yeah, like with housekeeping, do you tip housekeeping? In my brain, you should. I should get cash out before tomorrow, right? And where do you put it? I have so many questions. Hello, I have transformed since I saw you last. Honestly, after I got home, I read my book and then I had a nap. I had a nap even though I woke up at 11 a.m. But I am going on a date tonight. I've done my hair without a Dyson, just with a curler, and I've even got little lashes on. I'm getting so into like 2 individual, sorry, I do have mascara that I need to take off, 2 individual lashes, not individuals, but like little clusters on the end of each corner, but like keeping pretty much my entire, like 3/4 of my eye free. And I'm really loving that look lately because I do have like relatively hooded eyes. So yeah, I am gonna wear a black skirt and a black long sleeve top. And I don't know if I want to wear boots. The Dior slingbacks would look a lot better, but if there's any amount of walking involved, I really should be wearing the boots. I don't know if stockings could be cute as well because it's a skirt, but I am taking my coat. Anyway, I'm gonna do my lips and get the rest ready, and then I'll show you. Good morning. It is like 7 a.m. and I went out for dinner last night, and I'll show you. It was pretty good. It wasn't the best meal I've had in LA so far, but the service was really good. And yeah, they said it was Australian beef, and I was like, this tastes strange. Anyway, so I didn't get to bed until after midnight, and we have a flight in a couple of hours to Salt Lake City to hang out with all the Mormon wives, and I'm gonna get a coffee at the airport. That's all I can think about, just listening to my audiobook